was a loud noise, and while the golden light was splashing, Xianxia also flew upside down, spit a mouthful of blood in the air. The blood shield that he was proud of was intertwined with hundreds of golden blood threads, but he couldn't completely block the blow, which made him shocked. However, the confrontation at this moment also made him see clearly what was attacking him. It was a long spear, 1 foot in length, the size of the baby's arm, and a splendid light circulated all over the body of the spear, with extraordinary spiritual energy fluctuations flowing on it. Void King Great Artifact. Although the artifact spear was blocked by the blood shield, the power that leaked from the spear could not be completely blocked. It penetrated into Xianxia's body, and instantly made him feel as if he had been pierced by countless needles. His face was suddenly distorted due to the huge pain. With the strength of the person who made the sneak attack, and with the terrifying power of this long spear, the general Third Order Void Return stage would indeed be killed immediately, but after all, Xianxia had a strong foundation, so he was only slightly injured. From Shadowed Star's departure to the present, the first time he found a place with humans, but he didn't expect to be attacked by a Void King realm with a Void King Great Artifact. Xianxia was burned with anger and turned his head like an enraged fierce beast staring fiercely at the meteorite sea, then flew into the distance quickly, disappearing in the blink of an eye. After a single blow, the spear that attacked Xianxia flew back the same way and fell into the hands of a middle-aged man standing on a huge meteorite. This middle-aged man has a shady appearance, a long body, and is wearing a navy blue robe. Where he stood, a cold breath permeated. No one dared to approach within a radius of 10 feet. Holding his artifact, the middle-aged showed some unexpected expressions on his face, as if he didn't expect that his blow could not kill Xianxia. It's a bit interesting, not only can you find our hiding place, but you wasn't killed on the spot after taking a blow to this king. The middle-aged sneered, glanced in the direction where Xianxia was escaping, and asked, "Who know that person?" Around him stood at least 20 Void Return stage. Moreover, all of them are strong people above the Second Order Void Return stage and none of the First Order. Hearing this, they looked at each other, and all shook their heads, indicating that they did not know Xianxia. Since you don't know him, then he is not someone from there. It looks like he really is passing by. The middle-aged man pondered for a moment, but this matter is very important and there is no room for error, even if he is passing by. We can't let it go. My lord, he took your blow. Will he survive? Someone else asked. Just now, the middle-aged man made a blow. They could all see it in their eyes, and everyone present was not confident that they could take such a blow without dying. Although the other party origin is unknown, it was obviously just a Void Return stage, and naturally it was no exception. Be careful not to make a big mistake. Zhang Fu, Ludong. Go and bring his corpse back to this king. The middle-aged man ordered. He clearly believed that Xianxia was bound to die, and that it would be a lingering vitality to escape. Yes. The 2 Third Order Void Return stage who were named immediately agreed, sacrificed the Star Shuttle, and chased after Xianxia. 30,000 miles away from the place where Xianxia was attacked, on a meteorite, Xianxia sat cross-legged, watching the direction when he came, and waiting quietly. Although he doesn't know why the Void King realm just now attacked him for no reason, but judging from the sneaky situation of those people, they was obviously ambushing someone, and even if he passed by accidentally, he might have disturbed their plan. That's why he drew the opponent's attack, trying to kill him. That being the case, if he has escaped now, the other party will definitely not let it go. There should be chasing soldiers. It was precisely because of this judgment that Xianxia deliberately stopped and did not leave in a hurry. How could Xianxia give up after suffering such a big loss inexplicably? Although the opponent's attack just now was terrifying, Xianxia also realized that the person who shot it was just a First Order Void King realm. He had even killed Luohai before, so why would he be afraid of the First Order Void King realm? Although there is no Star Emperor token in his hand to use, even if he can't fight, there is still no problem to escape. Luohai had chased Xianxia for several months in the Star territory back then. He was extremely distressed. How could an unknown first-order Void King realm be more powerful than Luo Hai? Sure enough, his guess was correct. After waiting for less than half a cup of tea on this meteorite, two rays of light suddenly appeared. Judging from the brightness and speed of the light, two third-order Void Return Stag people came. A sneer smile appeared at the corner of Yonkai's mouth. When they got close enough, he pretended to be in a panic, hurriedly jumped from the meteorite, sacrificed the star shuttle, and continued to fly forward. It's just that under his deliberate actions, his escape light flickered, his speed was extremely slow, as if his injury was not light, and he had reached the end of a strong crossbow. When the two cultivators named Jiangfu and Ludong saw this scene, they looked at each other and couldn't help but smile knowingly. They unexpectedly hurry up behind Yonkai, with a cat chasing the mouse mentality, and they are not in a hurry. Flying forward, Yonkai looked back from time to time, as if he was afraid that he would be overtaken by the opponent. This scene made Jiangfu and Ludong even more unscrupulous. Not only did they hang behind Yonkai, they also kept threatening. An hour later, after guessing that the distance was almost the same, Yonkai suddenly stopped, turned around, and stood still in the void. With a flash of light, Jiangfu and Ludong appeared in front of Yonkai 30 meters away, looking at him mockingly. The taller Jiangfu looked at Yonkai up and down, and sneered, "Boy, you're pretty good. You didn't even die after taking a shot from Senior Li's soul-breaking spear," so Jiang was really impressed. "Senior Li?" Yonkai frowned, his face was gloomy and terrible, and his face was white. He kept coughing as he spoke. "I have no grievances with you. Dare to ask Senior Li, why did he attack me?" Jiangfu smiled coldly. He took a lot of time to play with a ring-shaped secret treasure, and his eyes picked up slightly. "We really have no grievances and no grudges. He blame you kid for not having eyes for passing by here. Hehe. Senior Li hates that his plan has been disrupted by others." "What plan?" Yangkai asked further. Ludong, who was standing next to Jiangfu, said impatiently, "The kid is going to die." "Why do you ask so much?" "It's because I'm dying, so I want to ask clearly, so as not to be unclear about my death." Yonkai slowly shook his head. "Do you want to understand why you will die?" Jiangfu looked at Yonkai with a sneer. "Indeed. It's not impossible to tell you, anyway, you," Jiangfu said in a playful tone, but Ludong interrupted the conversation before he finished. "What to do with him? So much nonsense. Hurry up and kill him. It's important to kill him and hurry back to Senior Li." "Yes." Jiangfu nodded in agreement, and then glanced at the space ring in Yonkai's hand. "This kid can take a single blow from Senior Li and not die. It doesn't seem to be a random guy. This kind of person has a good thing. There must be a lot of wealth. Let's take and see the contents of his space ring. We will divide it 50-50. "No problem." Ludong nodded. The two of them want to split up Yonkai's belongings. Anyway, Senior Li only said that they would take the body back, but he didn't say he wanted to take his things back. Naturally, these things can make them fill their pockets. They believe that Senior Li will not say anything, let alone pursue this matter. "Want something from me?" Yonkai raised the corner of his mouth slightly, and said coldly, "I'm afraid you will lose your life." "The kid is crazy." Ludong snorted coldly. The next moment, his complexion changed drastically, his eyes bulged out, staring at the place where Yonkai was originally, but there was no one there. Yonkai actually disappeared without trace. Suddenly a faint chill came across the neck, and Jiangfu called out in horror, "Brother Lu, dodge." At any rate, Ludong is also a strong person in the third-order void return stage. The moment he discovered that Yonkai had disappeared, he realized that it was not good. Hearing Jiangfu's reminder at this moment, there is no hesitation. Urge his Saint Yuan to dodge. But what horrified him was that the Saint Yuan in his body was madly suppressed by a Shi potential field, flowing extremely slowly, and even the void around him was completely frozen. Such a strong Shi potential field. Ludong's courage was break entirely, and he quickly urged his own Shi potential field to resist. This is the method and process that must be used in the duel between the strong void return stage. Often the strength of the Shi potential field can determine the final victory. But the fact made him extremely desperate. His own Chi potential field just diffused out of his body, like a snowflake meeting the scorching sun. It dissolved in an instant, and it was impossible to form. At this moment, the neck became cold, and his gaze suddenly turned upside down. Through his eyes, he saw a headless corpse standing in the void, spraying the red blood from the neck like a fountain. Is beautiful and spectacular. This person's clothes, figure, and the space ring on his hand seemed to be the same as himself. Am I already killed? Lu Dong has a chill on his forehead, and he realized something vaguely, but soon darkness fell and swallowed all his consciousness and vitality. Can you say it now? When Yang Kai reappeared, he was already standing 3 feet away in front of Jiang Fu. His complexion is rosy, there is no appearance of the previous injury. He stared at Jiang Fu coldly, and on his fingers, a golden blood threads flying around like a spiritual snake that only have to chose someone to devour. Jiang Fu shuddered, and a chill hit the soles of his feet from the head, almost making his soles cramp. Lu Dong, who was equal to his own strength, found himself in a different place in front of the opponent. At that moment, he only saw a glimmer of golden light flashing on Lu Dong's neck, and he didn't even see how Yang Kai did it. In this world, there is such a powerful void return stage? Even if Senior Li wants to kill him and others, is it so easy? Jiang Fu stood on the spot with a pale face, with big beads of sweat oozing from his forehead, sliding down his cheeks. To be continued.